Hello, 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 hello. Mwah. One more hello. Good afternoon, my beautiful people out there in YouTube land. How are you on this blessed Wednesday afternoon? It is July 1st, 2020, and you're watching Omega Live with JJ, Woman Without Borders. Indeed, can you believe it? We are now beginning the second half of the year. We finished the first half of the year, and what a first half it has been in this leap year, huh? Wow, so many things have happened in the first half. And anyone want to ascertain, give a prediction as to what to expect in the second half of this year? Oh my God, if the first half was like this, we can only say, Lord, have mercy. Indeed. Today is a special day all around, guys. It is a good day. It's also a sad day. And to give it the good news part of it first, of course, today is Canada Day. Happy birthday, Canada. It's Canada Day today. The Canadians are celebrating this day. Did you know today is also International Reggae Day? Can you believe it? Reggae music that originated out of Jamaica is being celebrated worldwide as International Reggae Day. Today, indeed. And I see nothing and I hear nothing from our cultural minister locally about anything concerning it. You know what I'm saying to you guys? I'm telling you, it's a story I'm not even going to take up at this point in time, but I could do so much with this one, couldn't I? Absolutely. Well, guys, today is also a day of mourning. I have a news for you about the passing of a superintendent Clunis, Leon Clunis. Yes, he passed away yesterday afternoon. I will get to that in a minute. But the most current story for you today, guys. Oh, by the way, before I go into my stories, I am so sorry, my peeps who are visiting for the first time. Welcome. Welcome, you first timers. Welcome to Omega Live. Thank you for tuning in. Yes, indeed. Well, let me tell you what the drill is. The drill is for you to right now share the link with your friends and family and invite them to come and watch the program because, as a student of knowledge, sharing information with my fellow students of knowledge, we have to share because knowledge is nothing if kept to ourselves. You understand? Knowledge must be shared and it must be applied. Absolutely. So share the link, and subscribe. You have to hit the subscribe button, guys, because for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know how it is, right? We have some very poor quality service, internet service providers here give us poor service. And so sometimes the feed falls. And when the feed falls, guys, I cannot send you the link. So you have to subscribe to the program and hit that notification bell so that whenever I am live, you are notified, even if I do not send you a link, right? Because I can't always send you a link. So you have to ensure that you subscribe to the channel so you're told when I'm live by YouTube. Yeah, absolutely, guys, absolutely. And so I thank you, my first timers, for being with me on this program. What I do, I give you the news and then I give you my 2 cents on it. Yeah, my commentary, right? I can't give you every single thing because it's only 1 hour. The program is only an hour long. Okay. And so what I try to do when I peruse the news and I see what can be given today and what I can carry forward to another day, right? That's what I do. And so to whatever news I give you, obviously it's my views, right? And we are all having our own opinions. I'm very opinionated. However, I try to give you accurate information. There are so much misinformation out there, guys, and no information. And the lack of information, our Father God tells us that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It is not His will for us to be uninformed. He wants us to be informed so we can make informed decisions, right? And that's what I'm here to do. And so I thank you. Thank you for my subscribers. I see my subscription going up. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you, all my subscribers. Continue to subscribe, guys, and do remember to invite your friends and family to subscribe. Absolutely. So as I was saying now, I'm going to go into the hot trending news at this point in time is at this moment the fact that this morning the Prime Minister, the Honorable Andrew Holness, had a press conference. It was an emergency press conference because he was announcing a ZOSO. In the midst of all this happening, the Prime Minister has announced a zone of special operations for the community of Greenwich Town. Greenwich Town is in southwest St. Andrew. Of course, the Prime Minister made the announcement at his office this morning. Greenwich Town has been declared a ZOSO by the Prime Minister following a written recommendation from the heads of security forces. The ZOSO Act was passed in 2017. The act is aimed at curbing the nation's crime through security force occupation of vulnerable communities. It also aims to preserve human rights during the period of occupation. Prime Minister Holness noted that for ZOSO to be declared, there must exist, quote, rampant criminality, gang warfare, escalating violence, and murder and the threat to the rule of law. Mount Salem in St. James was declared as the first ZOSO in September 2017, followed by Denham Town in October of that year. According to the Prime Minister, the measures has worked. And so, because of the success, according to him, for the ZOSO in Mount Salem and in Denham Town, he has now added Greenwich Town to the list. ZOSO has been working in Mount Salem and Denham Town, the minister says, and it has been around for over 2.5 years now. And he says it's working with all the murders we've been having occurring in these divisions. The Prime Minister says it has been working, guys. Yeah. I am not going to waste much time on that one with a commentary because that one is self-explanatory and you guys have all been around and you see and know and hear what is happening with regard to that one, right? That one is just, blatantly in your face. I don't need for me to even comment on that one. However, I will say this going forward. Jamaica now has 702 confirmed cases of the coronavirus disease COVID-19, and this is according to the Gleaner's Coronameter. I must tell you about that one, which keeps a record of the COVID-19 cases since it first appeared on our shores on March 10th, 2020. According to the report, as of 8 p.m. yesterday, that is Tuesday, June 30th, 2020, the Ministry of Health and Wellness has reported 131 active cases under observation, with one patient being moderately ill. There were no critically ill persons at this time. The 4 new cases are 2 females and 2 males, all imported, arriving on a flight from the United States of America, the USA, hotspot USA. Yeah, this brings to 187 the total number of imported cases into the island. So let me get that one now, guys. So I gotta tell you this. Minister, the Honorable Dr. Christopher Tufton has blocked me on Twitter. Yes, guys, I am blocked. I've gotten important. I have been blocked by the health minister on Twitter. That's what I wanted to tell you yesterday, but I want to make sure, because I'm not going to give you inaccurate information. I'm going to give you accurate information. So I wanted to really make sure if it's really and truly blocked the minister, really blocked me, or something was wrong with the account. Turns out that the minister has blocked me. Now, guys, you know me. Those of you who know me, especially if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I am never rude. You know that I will express myself, but I do it in the most respectful manner. You know that, right? Because I was taught mannerisms. I'm not an ill-mannered person. So now tell me, why would the minister block me from his Twitter account? They say, guys, the truth brings offense, but it's not a sin. So I must be talking some truth. Yes, I have joined the ranks, guys. I'm stepping up. I have been blocked by the health minister. I must be important. Oh my God. So anyways, as a result of that, this is how we normally get our thing, if he doesn't, on Thursday evening, he has these COVID conversations, right? And then outside of that, the Ministry of Health issues the press release. Now, if the Ministry of Health does not issue a press release, we get our information from the health minister, right? So that's what I've been doing. So this is where the Gleaner got their information from the minister, because the minister tweeted the information. The Ministry of Health Twitter account does not have an update. As of news time, they did not have an update of yesterday's figures. So the Minister of Health is the one who issued the information on his Twitter account. So of course, because I am blocked, I could not see that information. That's why I have to depend now on the Gleaner's Coronameter to tell me what is happening with regard to COVID-19. I can't get it from the horse's mouth again, guys. This is now second-hand information I'm giving you. Yeah. Oh boy, I tell you. Never a dull moment around here, yeah? So anyways, guys, continue with the news. Oh my God, sad news, sad news, sad news. Meanwhile, the Jamaica Constable reports the JCF is in mourning following the untimely passing of Superintendent Leon Clunis, who died yesterday afternoon at the Kingston Public Hospital, KPH, weeks after being shot during a raid in Horizon Park, St. Catherine. Yeah. So let me give you some more details on that one, guys. So, Superintendent Leon Clunis' wife and children had planned to welcome him home yesterday. Yes, everybody was expecting him to be released from the hospital yesterday, guys. But news of his sudden passing moments before he was to be discharged from KPH turned the family's joy into grief. The senior cop's unexpected death also shocked the JCF and the country in general. Indeed. It showed on the faces of the cops gathered outside the hospital as they supported and consoled each other. Clunis was recovering from injuries sustained during an early morning gun battle with criminals in the Horizon Park community in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on June 12th. Two other policemen, Detective Corporal Dane Biggs and Constable Ricardo Hilton, were shot dead and another injured in that exchange. And before going further, I must stop right here. Guys, I'm sick and tired of it. Stop it now. Stop it, stop it, stop it. You are responsible journalists. I expect better of you, my fellow journalists. I do not want to read another report in the paper about another injured in the exchange. Who is this other you keep talking about injured in the exchange? It's over 2 weeks now, and all I keep hearing is about this other injured in the exchange. And you know who the other injured is. I gave a story, I think it was when the last week? I don't remember. Look at my library, guys. It's in my library. And I told you guys what the district constable association had said. The other person is a district constable. He was shot in his leg. He was expected to do surgery and couldn't find the money, and the Jamaica Federation, Police Federation, they said on his behalf, were not assisting. And I ran that story. Right? We know who he is. He has an identity, guys. He has a name. He's a district constable. You guys are so classist. Get over it. Yeah? Get over it. I ran that story and I told you how much the district constables, they do the same work as the police and they're not recognized for it. And you see it here being played out, guys. For the past 2 weeks, it has been playing out. That they're not lying. You can see it for yourself. You see. This man has no name. 11 of them went on a raid. 4 of them got caught up, gunshot wounds. 2 died, now 3, and the 4th one is injured. And all we keep hearing about, a 4th officer was injured, or another was shot, another one is injured. Who is this other? He has a name. He's a district constable. Please, let me see, when I'm reading the reports going forward, please, I would like you to write his name in the paper and announce it on the radio when you're giving the news, okay? Because he has a name. Thank you very much. Continuing. So just over 11 hours later, the main suspect, deportee Damian Hamilton, was cut down by police at a house in Corrieville Garden, St. Andrew. 2 policemen were injured in that firefight. Yesterday, Superintendent Steve Brown, a close colleague of Clunis, said he had been in touch with Clunis throughout the day and was on his way to see him when he received the devastating news of his passing. I want an autopsy done. Want to know what happened. Quote, I just was not expecting this because we had a long conversation this morning and he asked me to do some stuff for him because he should have been discharged today, referring to yesterday. He called me twice today, referring to yesterday, and I was taking something to him and decided that I would take it to him when he got home. It just never happened, Brown told the Jamaica Observer outside the hospital. Brown admitted that just after the Horizon Park incident, he and his colleagues had feared the worst, but were in high spirits after Clunis had shown signs of making a full recovery. Quote, after visiting him and having discussions with him on a regular basis, we realized that he was recovering. We knew him as a fighter, and so we had high expectation that he would pull through, Brown said, adding that Clunis was his batchmate at the police training school. We worked together for 29 years. We went to training school on the same day. He was like my class captain, a born leader from the day he went to training school. He was always one of those persons to lead from the front. This is really disheartening. He was one of the vibrant persons in training school, and we have known him to be very vibrant throughout his career. So his death has left a void that cannot be filled, Brown said. And Omega Live expresses sincere condolences and prayers to the Jamaica Consular Force, the JCF fraternity, members of his immediate family, biological family, and all his friends. May his soul rest in peace. Hey, thank you for my thumbs up. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you. Thank you for my thumbs up. That's from my girl, Saloni. Is that my girl, Saloni? Giving me that thumbs up. Come on, guys. Let me see the thumbs up. If you're enjoying the program so far, let me see those thumbs up. Keep those thumbs up coming. Absolutely. Yes, I don't know many of you watching the program. You know, my dad is watching the program. My cousins are watching the program from all the way from New York. I have some other persons watching the program, friends watching the programs. I know you guys are watching. So give me my thumbs up, man. Yes, give me the thumbs up. Let me see the thumbs up if you're enjoying the program. Okay? Absolutely. Or if you're not enjoying it, but you're being informed, you're getting information you did not know about. You did not know, and now you're being told. So you know what, you're more informed this minute than you were a minute ago. Yeah. absolutely, guys. Yes. So that was very sad. I mean, the police. I know a few, and they're all very, very sad at this point in time because of this story about Superintendent Clunis. Yeah, and I do not buy this argument, guys, about this one lone shooter. This is not Rambo. This is not a movie, right? We want to know all the other persons who were involved in the shootout. Those perps. What's happening with that? We want to hear the story. Where are the leads? Are there the leads? Where are the leads taking you? You were able to find this one quickly in Coreyville Gardens, all the way from Horizon Park. So tell me now, yeah, what's going on with regard to the others? Don't tell me it was only him alone in that shootout, least against one man. No, tell me that. I want to hear what is happening, what happened, how is the investigation going and finding the other perps. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So that is that story. So let me continue with the news. Should I give the front page of the Gleaner first? No, I don't think I'm going to get the Gleaner. We're going to get to the front page of the Gleaner, guys. I got to show you the front page of the Gleaner in a minute. But let me continue with this other story first before I get to that one. Okay. Or not. No, let me go. Oh, I want to give you this one, guys. I want to give you this one. So I don't have, it's a developing story. So I'm not going to have details for it. It's a developing story. So information reaching Omega Live is that sections of Catherine Mount and Westgate Hills, the communities in Montego Bay, were blocked this morning by members of the Jamaica Defense Force and Jamaica Constable for the JCF in an early morning operation following a lead that one of the 4 officers who were caught in the United States of America on cocaine charges, right? They lived in Westgate Hills. This, of course, is a developing story. So that was hot off the press for this morning. I have no more details, so I will not give you a 2 cents until I have some more information. You know how it is with me, right? I got to get the full details before I give you my 2 cents on it, right? So that is a developing story, guys, that I will have more for you going forward. So let me give you this one, the front page. Let me show it to you as a matter of fact. Front page of the Gleaner, guys. Yeah. Can you see it? Yeah. See there? Yeah. So the first headline reads, "Wholeness headache." Right? Petrojam scandal resurfaces with force as Wheatley labeled dishonest in report. Meanwhile, they said look at the other headline beside it, guys. The sub-headline, you see it? Web of corruption. You see that? Yeah. Web of corruption. So I'm going to give you those 2 stories, guys. Absolutely. So let me give you the wholeness headache one first. So Prime Minister Andrew Holness is facing a tough decision on whether to name a key loyalist, the scandal-scarred Dr. Andrew Wheatley, among his ruling party's slate of prospective candidates in the next general election. The embattled former energy minister, believed to be a confidant of the Jamaica Labour Party leader, JLP, has been referred to the Director of Corruption Prosecutions in a damning report released on Tuesday, yesterday. The Director of Investigation was caustic in his characterization of Wheatley's response to specific questions during a probe into donations made by Petrojam to various organizations and causes between April 2016 and March 2018. According to the report, the former minister was, quote, dishonest in his representations concerning Miss Sophia Dare and whether he sought to mislead and did mislead the Director of Investigation. End quote. The pieces of legislation cited that Wheatley may have breached the pieces of legislation cited that Wheatley may have breached include Section 48.3 of the Integrity Commission Act, Section 11E of the Commission of Inquiry Act, and Section 4 of the Perjury Act. The land of oath. Section 11E of the Commission of Inquiry Act states that a person shall not give evidence before the commission that he knows is false or misleading. The fine on conviction for committing this offense does not exceed $1 million or imprisonment for a period not to exceed 6 months. Wheatley is considered to be a close ally of the Prime Minister, and this latest development will place the JLP leader on the back foot as he and the top brass of the party fine-tune their plans and prospective candidates for upcoming national polls constitutionally due by 2021. The Integrity Commission scolded Wheatley in a scathing report tabled in Parliament on Tuesday, saying that the statement provided by him to the Director of Investigation in relation to Wheatley's relationship and or affiliation with Sophia Dare is disingenuous. Where have I heard that word before? Quote, Dr. Wheatley was less than truthful in his representation to the Director of Investigation when he described Miss Sophia Dare as his former technical assistant. Miss Dare has been revealed to be the mother of Dr. Wheatley's nephew. Nepotism. Dare is the principal of Homestead Primary School, which is located in the St. Catherine South Central constituency, in which Wheatley is a member of Parliament. Conflict of interest. She also sat on several boards within the Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology when Wheatley was minister. And I ran a story, I think it was either the end of March or sometime in April, about the confession by the minister that they had allowed Petrojam extra profit, right? Extra profit. And I would love to see, when they're doing their investigation, that is incorporated into the investigation, because here it is. We are seeing, there's more to. You hear the saying, there's more to it than meets the eye. There's clearly more to this story than meets the eye. You understand? With this Petrojam. Yeah. That is one of the main reasons, guys, that we have such high fuel costs in this country, why gas prices go up and all them kind of stuff there, due to Petrojam. You understand? 45 US dollars a barrel. Anyways, continuing with the news. I still don't give me 2 cents, So the other headline that I showed you just now on the front page of the Gleaner said, Web of corruption, ? Some of the people implicated in the Petrojam scandal were so strategically placed in positions at the oil refinery that the Integrity Commission is questioning whether they form part of a corruption-enabling mechanism. Academic friendships and JLP affiliations were also flagged as the links that connected several key players to high-ranking officials, including Andrew Wheatley, the energy minister with responsibility for Petrojam, who was fired. The findings were made in 2 reports tabled on Tuesday in the House of Representatives. And I'm telling you, I am so happy that Mr. Greg Christie is back. All right, continuing, guys. So, I'm going to list now the key enablers in this web of corruption as the plot thickens. Of course, you have Andrew Wheatley himself, the energy minister, between March 2016 and July 18th, right? Statement to Integrity Commission on his relationship with Sophia Dare, his former technical assistant, was disingenuous. He was less than truthful. Dare is the mother of Wheatley's nephew. No instance of nepotism in actions of Wheatley and Dare in the context of the investigation. Okay, that's the first player. Next player, Dr. Percival Bahado-Singh. He was appointed Petrojam board chair in 2016. He resigned June 2018. Member of the panel that interviewed Floyd Grindley for general manager post, right? He was, if I'm listing, his involvement in this plot, right? He was a member of the panel that interviewed Floyd Grindley for the general manager post, right? Other panelists included Richard Creary, Ike Johnson, and Yolanda Ramharak. He was reimbursed by Petrojam at least 27 times for overseas travels that he organized. Listen, guys. He was engaged in corruption by improperly exercised official functions as chairman to benefit himself from 2016 to 2018. He approved $14 million donation to Scientific Research Council, the SRC, deemed a conflict of interest. Dr. Cliff Riley, the executive director for SRC, not only is his academic affiliate, but he's also a close friend of Dr. Bahado-Singh. Yeah, that's a clear conflict of interest, wouldn't you say? Okay. Riley was also groomsman at Bahado-Singh's wedding. Bahado-Singh said that Wheatley was his mentor and friend, while Wheatley said Bahado was his PhD student. How the plot thickens, guys. And then there's this meme and this picture circulating on social media, I don't know if you see, of the bridal party, right? With Dr. Wheatley cutting his 10. Yeah, in the picture. Yeah. Of course, that's how these people are acting out, guys. You know that, right? Dishonest to the bone, but then boast about it. Then you have Floyd Grindley, another player in this saga. Following appointment as general manager in November 2016, he then served on the panel that recruited Ramahrak as the HR administration manager. She was the administration manager and also the HR, human resources manager. That position, guys, oversees Petrojam donations. As the administration manager, right? She oversees Petrojam donations. Okay. Now, she waived the 3-month probation, or rather, the 3-month probation was waived for her in order for her to basically get $173,000 incentive. Circumstances are irregular, wouldn't you say? According to the story, this is another infringement, right? Violated fiduciary responsibilities in authorizing overseas travel reimbursements to Bahado-Singh. Improperly inserted himself in unauthorized recommendation of the $2 million to Monroe College Old Boys Association. Of course, surprise, surprise. Floyd Grindley is a Monroe old boy. All right. Listen, guys. Listen. All right. Then now you have Michael Creary. He is a board member of Petrojam, right? The Petrojam Jamaica, the parent company. That's why she's actually Petroleum Corporation of Jamaica. They are the parent company of Petrojam. Yeah. He is a board member. Okay. At that time, he also served on the panel that hired Yolanda Ramharak. The Port Maria mayor's inclusion was also irregular. Did not possess requisite skills and competence. So they were underqualified. When I apply for jobs, then tell me that I am overqualified. But for the higher people who are underqualified. Okay, so now, where was I? In 2016, did not have the requisite skills and competence, right? In order to qualify him in that position. But because he was a friend of Wheatley and the JLP, I'm telling you what happened in this country. You see all these things are being exposed, guys. This is what happened in our country. That's how you get jobs in there. You tell you all the time, it's not who you know, is who know you. This is Jamaica for you. You see what is happening here. This is not only Petrojam. We know it's not only Petrojam. Yeah? Okay. So, of course, then you have Yolanda Ramsharak as head of HR, stained with irregularities, failed to meet the educational requirements, as I said. She know, Yolanda, she hired her brother at Petrojam, did not declare conflict of interest when she hired her brother to work at Petrojam. Being dishonest and misled the Integrity Commission regarding her role in organizing a birthday party for Andrew Wheatley with taxpayer money. Is it? Then, of course, guys, you have Johnson. Johnson was a member of the panel that recruited Greenwich also. He is former assistant VP of Scotia Investments. Is that the money work, guys? He was also groomsman at Bahado-Singh's wedding. His appointment to the commission by Prime Minister Holness to review operations at Petrojam seems like a conflict of interest, doesn't it? Send a thief to catch a thief. And last but not least in this saga, guys, is Ronika Bradram-Ford. Excuse me. So to give you the qualifications with this one now. All right, so this one was promoted by Grindley to head the procurement unit. This position governs the award of Petrojam contracts. Commission regarding role in organizing birthday party also for Bahado-Singh. Prima facie evidence that Bradram-Ford, Ramrahak, and Grindley engaged in conspiracy to defraud Petrojam and the government regarding the use of funds for birthday parties for Wheatley and Bahado-Singh. Ramharak, Bradram-Ford, and Grindley all failed to submit declarations of their assets and incomes for 2017 to 2019, which is in breach of the law. Okay, guys. That is an ongoing story, ongoing saga. I don't even think that I even need to say anything on that more than what I've already said. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Yes, guys. More to come on that one. More to come on that one. I am going to continue the news is what I'm going to do as I give you this other story that is making the news at this point in time. So, let me tell you now, guys. According to the Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, within another week, convicts within the prison system who have been issuing instructions to cronies on the outside will be moved to newly constructed cells. Dr. Chang told the House of Representatives yesterday in his 2021 sectoral debate presentation that the first 24 such inmates will be moved in an effort to cripple the continuation of criminal activity from behind bars. Quote, "We will have all the high-value criminals in a place where they can no longer give instructions," end quote, the minister told the House. His announcement comes just weeks after the Jamaica Observer reported that residents of a Kingston community had to flee their homes after getting death threats reportedly issued by an incarcerated community don. And remember, I ran that story, right? Go back into my library, guys, and watch my previous episodes. Check the description so you can know where it is. There have also been several reports over the years that orders have been given from behind prison walls for people to be murdered. That's not a new story, is it? We know that is a fact, yeah? Dr. Chang did not give details, but the new cells for these high-profile criminals are expected to be equipped with technology that jams communication signals. Well, here. And we want to ask the question. Before I ask my question, let me continue the news. I will come back to you. The security minister also announced yesterday that the police will be placing more emphasis on cold case investigations and looking more to technology as part of efforts to strengthen its investigative capacity. He said too that the police force will be ramping up its use of DNA, forensics, and ballistics analysis to help secure convictions. Welcome to the 21st century, Minister. Quote, over the 2020-2021 financial year, the JCF will advance work on several key areas, including the build-out of its technology support systems. This will include the expansion of the MART checkpoint facility, the deployment of body-worn cameras, access to central database from service vehicles. I mean, these things are just happening, guys. I mean, seriously. Expansion of the radio and microwave communication systems and increased capacity for surveillance through the closed circuit television network, CCTV. He said this robust use of technology is expected to lead to the trust and confidence of the police and the public, stressing that the JCF is now undergoing the most aggressive modernization, restructuring, and reform process in its history. He pointed to two recent homicide cases in which the suspects were apprehended within minutes through the use of technology-driven surveillance. Quote, that is an example of how the improved system is going to work effectively. That is the kind of event that gives confidence in what we are doing, end quote. In the meantime, Minister Chang pointed out that the JCF is reporting that all major crimes are down, including murders, and that security experts are of the opinion that the state of public emergency have been successful tools, along with other counter-gang anti-crime and public order measures that have been implemented. He also informed the House that the legal framework for the autonomy of the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, MOCA, is in its final stages, and that the agency is an excellent one that has done phenomenal work. Dr. Chang said that the ministry will continue to provide all the necessary support to MOCA, while at the same time noting the calls for greater transparency. Let's stop there. Okay, guys, so when I heard the story, the number one thing, I don't know what coming to your mind, guys, but what's coming to my mind, the first thing, who was the first person that coming to your mind, guys, when you heard me read this story? Vybz Kartel, right? Okay, so I'm not saying either Cummins is done, right? But we know that he's one of those persons who need to have his cell phone signals jammed, yeah? Because this gentleman cannot be behind bars and operating as though he is a free man. Can be sending out orders from behind bars and making record music from behind bars. So I'm wondering if it's one of those high-value prisoners who is going to be relocated to these new cells that have been developed, that have been created, that have been built. Yeah. Time will tell, I guess. We will hear more about that. And when, of course, you know, guys, when I hear, you hear. Whatever I know, you know, right? All right. So, anyways, that's a developing story or an ongoing one. And as I said, I will tell you more going forward. That's the only two things I have at this point on that particular story. I want to hear that there people are behind bars, are serving their time, and money is not allowing them to have privileges behind bars. Yeah, the love of money, the root of all evil. Continuing with the news, guys. So, meanwhile, reports reaching Omega News are that approximately 40 Jamaicans are stranded in St. Kitts and Nevis. But before I give you that story, guys, let me tell you about these other 4 Jamaicans who are stranded in Panama. So, 4 Jamaican missionaries are now stranded in Rio Habajo, Panama, and are seeking the government's assistance to return to the island as they struggle to stay afloat in the Spanish-speaking country despite support from the Jamaican consulate in Panama City. The missionaries, who are from St. Ann and Kingston, said that they left the island on February 13th for the transcontinental country to continue the social welfare program of their apostolic outreach ministry. Head of the group, Chief Apostle Winston Parkinson, who spoke on behalf of his colleagues, that is, Ian Davis, Clive Levington, and Tomika Brown, said in a phone interview with the Jamaica Observer yesterday, the group had initially planned on spending a month in Panama, but had applied for a 2-week extension to complete the work. Okay. Farquharson said it was after applying for the extension that word came that Panama was closing its borders due to the rapid spread of the novel coronavirus disease, because this would have happened around about the end of March, right? On March 16th, the Panamanian government announced that only citizens and foreign residents would be allowed to enter the country. And on March 22nd, the government banned all international flights. On March 25th, Panama suspended all domestic passenger flights from both local and international airports. And I keep on telling you guys that you see it for yourself. You see that our government here, they're just piggybacking on what other people are doing. You understand? You see, when they say father fashion monkey never drink good soup, that's what they do, you know. They just piggyback. Even this travel bubble that they implemented was New Zealand and other countries were implementing travel bubble, and they come up with this travel bubble. You understand? Guys, be original. Jamaica is a unique country. You can't use other people's fat to fry us. Get your own ideas, man. Anyways, continue with the news. So, the move coincided with a decision by the Jamaican government. Here it is now, coincided. The move coincided with a decision by the Jamaican government to close the country's borders on March 24th to incoming passenger traffic. The missionary said since then, there has been no clear word from the Panamanian government on when it will reopen the borders. Equally, he said that although the group has been given approval on the Jump COVID website, so at least they got approved to return to Jamaica, and members have returned tickets on Copa Airlines, that is Panama's flag carrier, right? They have reportedly said that unless the Jamaican government reaches out and agrees to a relief flight, it cannot assist the Jamaicans. So the airlines is saying, the corporate airlines are the ones who are saying that unless the Jamaican government reaches out and agrees to the relief flight, they cannot assist the Jamaicans. The airline said in a message, and I'm going to quote the airline now. Hello, Ian. We understand the situation. At this time, we do not have a scheduled flight on the route you mentioned. To link humanitarian flights, we require permits from both countries where we are going to operate. We recommend you go to your consulate and stay tuned to our social networks to be informed of our next humanitarian flight, the airline reportedly said in a message to one of the missionaries. The uncertainty has left the missionaries mentally fatigued, Parkinson noted, and he has been grappling with a heart condition, which the situation has exacerbated, made worse. Added to that, Panama has recorded more than 30,000 COVID-19 cases and over 600 related deaths. Just over 15,000 people have so far recovered from the virus there. Quote, we are finding it very difficult. We're very depressed and longing to come home. We have applied to the Jamaican government and they said that it is okay for us to come. But Panama said that they have not gotten any confirmation from the Jamaican government that they have agreed to a humanitarian flight. They said if they get that agreement, we can go and they can pick up who is in Jamaica who want to come here. You know how they do reciprocation, right? So this is the situation from March that we have stranded. So we are asking our government to call them and arrange something for us, please. The missionary pleaded. Yeah. Further said, were it not for Judith Edwards, head of the Jamaican consulate in Panama, Parkinson said the group would have been homeless after they ran out of resources and money. And so I must interject. I wasn't going to say this, but I have to interject this piece. When I read this particular story, guys, I have to interject with this one. So News came to me that there were over 40 Jamaicans stranded in St. Kitts and Nevis. Okay, and so I was surprised that with all the talk that I'm hearing about repatriation and trying to help our Jamaicans to return home, and even having that historical flight from Europe with over 200 Jamaicans from all over the Middle East and Africa and that part of the world, that right here in our backyard we would have had so many persons who wants to come home and not being able to do so. So of course, me being me, I contacted the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, the Honorable Kamina Johnson Smith, to get her reaction, basically to what I heard. So I tweeted to her, and she responded. Her response was that, and let me not misquote her to you guys. I'm going to quote the foreign minister to you. This is what she said. We do not have 43 persons registered on Jam COVID and only 6 registered as urgent cases with the Honorable Consul. If you are in touch with 43 persons, you may wish to advise them to register. We sadly but clearly cannot help persons of whom we are unaware. To be clear, the government is not making arrangements to get anyone on the Caribbean Airlines flight. Individuals are responsible for their tickets, but we have worked with the Honorable Consul to get the hardship cases of which we are aware, including the 2 you mentioned, to Antigua and Barbuda for the next confirmed Caribbean Airlines flight. Because I had mentioned to her that there were 2 persons who were children of a friend of mine who were also stuck in St. Kitts and can't get back to Jamaica. And so she said she was aware of the situation, but she only knows of 6 persons who are in St. Kitts based on what she saw in Jam COVID-19, according to her. Now, I'm not saying that the minister is lying here, but I'm saying there's something wrong with the system, this Jam COVID-19 system. They need to do something about it, because clearly there is an issue here, because factually, there are over 40 Jamaicans in St. Kitts and Nevis who are trying to return to Jamaica and they cannot return home. You understand? They are stranded. And so we are appealing to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, because we know she has a compassionate heart. And so we're appealing to her to assist our brothers and sisters in St. Kitts and Nevis, to assist them to come back to Jamaica. Fortunately, as of first time, those 2 persons are already booked on flights from Antigua to Jamaica and are supposed to have flights from St. Kitts to Antigua to catch their flight from Antigua to Jamaica, but they've already booked from Antigua to Jamaica, that those flights are secure. But we have no idea what's going to happen with the other 40 persons over there. Yeah? So, Minister, because I know you guys watch my program, all of you. Yeah? And I thank you. But you gotta act on this, please. Okay? Yes. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts, God bless him, couldn't do much, he said, but whatever he could do, he did. Right? He tried to help them with their hardships by giving them some funds to help them with food and lodging. You understand? But he could not help with flight. The people need to come out of them yard. Okay? So please arrange a charter flight so that they can return to their homeland, right? Foreigners coming in, Jamaica must be able to come in too. Thank you very much. All right, guys. So moving on, I have to give you, I'm a woman without borders, right? So I have to give you some international stories. I cannot finish my program without some international stories, don't it? Absolutely. So let me tell you what is happening. Some other stories that are happening overseas. Yeah. Outside of Panama and St. Kitts. Let me go to Cuba. Yeah. So, in Cuba now, with the coronavirus waning in Cuba, because the government plans to restart its tourism industry by sending visitors to 5 narrow islands that will offer all-inclusive vacations and keep foreigners isolated from the rest of the nation. The state-run system, scheduled to debut today, Wednesday, July 1st, is designed to reopen a vital source of economic activity without reintroducing the virus to the country of 11 million people, where new cases have dwindled to just a handful a day. Tourists will take charter flights to the islands or to central Cuba, where they will take tests to detect the virus. Those who are negative will proceed straight to their hotels or get on a bus going directly through mainland Cuba to one of the low-lying sandy keys that are connected to the northern coast by bridges or ferries, according to recent government statements. Anyone who tests positive will be isolated, presumably some combination of being quarantined and sent back home, though the details remain unclear. Tourist buses to the resorts will be prohibited from making stops along the way, and police officers will be assigned to each bus to enforce the rule. Visitors will not be allowed to rent cars or take trips outside the fenced-in coastal resort areas. There is no indication that tourists will immediately start to arrive. Canada, Cuba's biggest source of visitors, remains closed to non-essential travel until further notice. European countries also have strict travel rules in place. Like other Caribbean islands, Cuba is highly dependent on tourism. Last year, it earned $4.1 billion from 4.2 million tourists, around 10% of the gross domestic product, although the island's finances are highly opaque due to government secrecy and an unusual system of two currencies, neither of which holds value outside of Cuba. And I will stop there with that one. I want to give my 2 cents. So, no, guys, this is actually an ingenious idea. Seriously, you have to respect the Cuban government. I don't care what they say about the communist people. You have to respect the Cuban government, because I am telling you, these guys are geniuses, man, aren't they? This is a brilliant idea, guys. This is a brilliant idea. This is a brilliant idea. And you know what happened now? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. In this case, lack of vision. Because there are two things to die of, You are destroyed for lack of knowledge and for lack of vision. Yes, right? Mm-hmm. So in this case, it's lack of vision on Jamaica's part. Because guess what now? So those enterprising hoteliers, if they were smart, that's what they would have done, right? That's what they would have done. But of course, I don't mean now, because they can't do it now, because we don't really have all-inclusive hotels, as far as I know, on the Keys here. But we have so many Keys here, right? Where they could actually build all-inclusive hotels on these cliffs. And guess what? I think going forward, somebody going to do it, or a few of them going to do it. Yes, absolutely. I'm sure, because, we are very reactive, guys. We have no vision, sad to say, but it's true. We react instead of being proactive. We react to our circumstances. That's what happened with the Prime Minister yesterday, with those states in the US, Florida, Arizona, New York, and what's the other one? Texas. Yeah? Because the news said there's a flare-up of the viruses in these states. And so now we say, okay, we're going to do pre-testing for those states. Now, here it is now. California is flaring up too. What are you going to do? We're going to add them to the list? You did not add them before, but you're reacting to what is happening. So then you're going to do this, as opposed to being proactive and putting in place pre-testing for everybody, for example. Yeah? But you can't be so reactive, man. You're going to be more proactive. Yeah? But in this case, though, I want you to be reactive with regard to the hotels on the Keys, right? So that next time, if there's a next time, you can just do that. You can just let them come off the plane and go straight to the Keys, where they can stay away from, in these all-inclusive hotels, and stay away from the Jamaican population. Because guess what? That's what's been happening anyway. The all-inclusive in Jamaica are the ones that are flourishing, not the villas, not the guest houses, the all-inclusives. When visitors come here, they are they're taken to the all-inclusives, and they don't leave the hotel, right? And so that's where all the money is spent, at the all-inclusive anyway. So I'm saying you can now do that, right, by having it all-inclusive on the Keys, so that when they come, they can just go there then and don't bother to interact. Although I promise you, it's not going to work 100%. It will work for about maybe 60%, but they're going to have at least 30 or 20% persons who want to interact with the population. They want the Jamaican experience. They want the ackee and sawfish and the roast breadfruit. They want to go and pick it, right? They want to go catch their fish. They want to go do, the Jamaican experience. They want to go to the Blue Mountain and pick some coffee and all that kind of stuff, right? They go to the Cockpit Mountain, the Cockpit Country, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, you have you have foreigners who want that kind of experience. But sadly, that's the minority. Majority always go to the all-inclusive where they get everything there. Yeah. So that's the idea to look into for the future. Yeah, I recommend it. Very good idea. Yeah, guys. Do I have time for one more news for you guys? I think I can give you another one. Yes, I can give you one more news for the day before I end the program, guys. So I got to give this one. Guess what? So a vote on amendment to Russia's constitution could allow President Vladimir Putin to hold power until 2036. Yes, guys, you heard me right. It's now what? 2020 until 2036. Okay, it has entered its final day, which is today. It has entered its final day today amid widespread reports of pressure on voters and other irregularities. For the first time in Russia, polls were open for a week to bolster turnout without increasing crowds casting ballots amid the coronavirus pandemic, a provision that Kremlin critics denounce as an extra tool to manipulate the outcomes. Putin is all but guaranteed to get the result he wants following a massive state propaganda campaign and the opposition's failure to mount a coordinated challenge. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Ironically, the plebiscite aimed at consolidating Putin's grip could end up eroding his position because of the unconventional method used to boost participation and the dubious legal basis for balloting. By Wednesday morning, the overall turnout already exceeded 55%, according to the election officials, and kept climbing through the day to reach almost 90% of the eligible voters in some regions. After polls closed in Russia's easternmost Chuky Peninsula, preliminary results easternmost Chuky Peninsula, 9 and in other parts of the foundation, observers questioned the official Putin and Yahoo. My God, I'm telling you, this one is going to be an interesting. Give a chance to do that with this particular story of my story. You do not want to miss tomorrow's episode, guys, as I will be mentioning this story from Jamaica. The PNP has given the PNP ammunition, right? But guess what? Actually speaking, guys, the PNP, they are not the same. It's not, it's not the same, almost the same. From the J enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it? Absolutely, because viewers. I know. Subscribe. I don't have a go, but I know it's doable. Yeah, absolutely. I do have my 1,000 votes, guys. I can actually broadcast from my phone, and that will make it even better when I can broadcast to have 1,000 subscribers to do that according to YouTube policies. So we're trying to Lord Almighty, my Father. I had an uninterrupted session today. Beautiful creatures. So we must be sociable, loving towards towards each other, show love and compassion. It's distancing when you're outside there on the crowd and wear your mask, right, to protect the portal of entry and the portal of exit. Absolutely. And remember, guys, always practice infection control measures, washing off your hands and your surfaces to keep them germ free. You must stay blessed and be a blessing to everyone you meet. So until I see you tomorrow at noon, God willing, this is JJ, Woman Without Borders. Thank you for watching. Bye. Love you.